In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of the HTML editor found within DotNetNuke 7. Now, in order to access the HTML editor, we do need to go into edit mode within any of the pages on our DotNetNuke website, and then we want to find a module that utilizes the HTML editor. Well, the most common module that uses the HTML editor is the HTML module. So I'm going to find an HTML module here on our home page, which is really all of the modules that are installed when you do a default installation utilizing the template for the Awesome Cycles brand within DotNetNuke. So I'm going to choose the module here titled Welcome to Awesome Cycles. We're going to mouse over the Actions menu for that module, and we're going to choose the Edit Content option. Now, when we load up the editor for the HTML module here, what we'll find is that we have a rich text editor interface here, there within the pop-up window. We can see the outlines of that interface with this lightish gray kind of tan background. That is the bounds of the editor itself. Everything else around that, above and below, is actually just part of the HTML module, not the HTML text editor. Now, the text editor within DotNetNuke is a rich text editor, a WYSIWYG, a what you see is what you get editor. It provides you a very Microsoft Word-like interface, which we can go through and we can start to style and customize our content utilizing toolbar options. Now, in addition to the toolbar options, we can also, down at the bottom, switch into an HTML view, which will show us an HTML view of the content. If we switch back to the design view, we can see a more Word-like interface, or that WYSIWYG interface. So from here, we can choose any of the text there. Let's say we want to highlight the text "We love it," and if we wanted to make that bold, we could simply find the bold icon, or even press the Control-B keyboard shortcut, which would make that text bold. Now, in the HTML, that would generate a strong tag that wrapped around the words "We love it." So other features within the rich text editor interface within DotNetNuke, we can actually switch to a basic text box mode if we would like to, which would just provide us an HTML input button or input field. After that, we can switch back to the rich text editor mode. And then we have a variety of toolbar icons. We'll quickly go through some of those toolbar icons here. The first option there is a spell checker. We have a search option, which will allow us to do a find and replace within the content in this editor. We have an option here for controlling pasting. If we're copying content in from Microsoft Word, or if we're copying content in from another HTML page, we can use a variety of pasting options here to clean up that content. There's an option here to undo or to redo if we would like to undo or redo an option, any of the changes we're making. We have an option here to insert media, and you'll find if we click on the little arrow to the right of that paperclip, we can insert an image, document, flash, other media, or even an image map. After that, we have the option to create and utilize templates within the HTML editor. That will allow us to save an HTML template if we have an HTML structure that we want to reuse across multiple modules. To the right of that, we have our Hyperlink Manager. That also has a Control-K keyboard shortcut. If we were to click on that, what we'll find is we get a pop-up window that allows us to create a hyperlink within our content. We can define the URL for that content, the text that goes within that URL, and we can also then choose a target and various other options for generating hyperlinks. We'll go ahead and click Cancel to close that for now. To the right of that option is a Remove Hyperlink icon, which will allow us to remove those hyperlinks. We can also create shortcut links quickly to various pages within our DotNetNuke website under the Custom Links section. From there, we have an Insert Symbol toolbar option, which will allow us to choose a variety of symbols. There's an Insert Table toolbar area, which we can generate some HTML tables within our content. We have a paragraph tag. We have a full screen mode in which we can expand the editor here into a full screen mode. We can insert the date. We can also insert the time using toolbar options. Then we get into our standard formatting options, which allows us to insert bold, italicize, underline, strike through, superscript, or subscript. Then we've got some indentation options on the next line of the toolbar. We have numbered and unordered lists. So numbered lists and unordered lists. We have the ability to convert to lowercase or convert to uppercase. We can insert a horizontal rule into our content. We can choose the color of the text that's being utilized within the HTML editor. We can also choose a background color. We can change the font family that's in use. We can change the size of the font. And then we can control alignment of the paragraph that we're working with. We can also start to apply various styles and formatting to our elements. There's a paragraph, there's a H1, H2, H3, and a couple of justify options that we can wrap our content within. We can even apply custom CSS classes to our content. And then finally, we have an option here to strip all formatting from our content, or even just strip CSS information from our content. So that's a quick introduction to the HTML editor within DotNetNuke. Check out some of the other videos within the DotNetNuke video library for an overview of the HTML module itself and its functionality.